Yes, man, number one station in the streets 945. I am FlyGuyDC, Mr. 6 to 10, that is. And listen. A special guest is in the building. And I must say it is an honor to have you here on my show. It's long time due. Thank you so much, Naya. Listen, Chi-Town. And I love it out there, okay? First and foremost, please introduce yourself to the city of Atlanta.
What's up, Atlanta? Hey. It's your girl, Tink. And I'm in the building.
Yes. Now, first and foremost, how are you?
I am so blessed. I feel good. I have great energy. The vibes are lit. I'm excited to talk to you, talk to Atlanta. I'm feeling great.
I like that. Now, we're going to get right into it. You're from Chicago.
Yes, born and raised.
How has being from Chicago contributed to how you are as a person today?
Ooh, I think Chicago, I grew up in I would say a rough area where, we grow up quick when you come from Chicago. So, it gave me really, I have just like tough skin, and my music is raw. It's authentic. I love to keep it honest. And I do think Chicago got a lot to do with that.
Now, what was your childhood like in Chicago? Because, I'm super tight with Herb, Smirk, and I just know, how their upbringing was, but I know it from a guy standpoint. I never really had the standpoint from a female. So what was your upbringing like in Chicago?
Yeah, growing up in Chicago, it's just different from any other city. Most people understand we have a lot of crime and a lot of violence. So, I've always just tried to find a way out. And I use that energy to push me forward. You know what I mean? We come from the gutter, the trenches. And I carry that with me, I'm the type of artist, I'm thorough. If you listen to my music, I'm cutthroat. I used to rap, do drill rap, and that played a major part on my career too. But yeah, Chicago really just gives me that extra being in Chicago in the city, you always got to watch your surroundings, and I'm on point at all times,
Absolutely. Now, growing up in that type of environment, of course, it shaped you as to who you are today. But as far as childhood friends and family and et cetera, how's the relationships are there still people that was from your childhood that's still around you till this day?
Yes, actually, I keep my friends from the early days, and that keep me grounded. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you get to a certain level, you tend to forget where you came from, and that's not my case. I got my day ones with me at the shows. They pulling up to the studio, and that keeps me, sane too. In this industry, you meet a lot of people that they act like they're your friend.
Yeah,
but
trust me, I understand.
Exactly. It's all about for the cloud and cameras. So I keep my real ones all the time. I keep them with me.
Now, do you think you would be a different type of person if you were not an artist?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I wouldn't say different. I just think, of course, I'd be doing different things. And that's why coming out of Chicago, it's a major deal to be able to say, I came from the bottom and I made it away. You know what I mean? And right now I'm just trying to show other artists from Chicago, the girls coming up too behind me, and showing them that it's possible and not to box yourself in. Because if not, you'll stay at that same level.
Now, I like how you just said you're trying to show the upcoming artists the way.
Yes.
The way the industry is now, a lot of people don't like to show people the way. And even I'm gonna remove the artist from the aspect. If you take my industry, when I was coming up, a lot of the OGs in the game didn't try to little brother me. They pushed me off to the side and didn't bring me under their wing. And then now I am who I am. So it make me don't respect them because they didn't little bro me when I was coming up.
And I get that. And when you're on that come up, support is everything, especially when you're starting from ground zero. And that's my situation. I was recording in basements, and, we didn't have budgets for videos. We would be shooting on the corner. Everything was really just, you could tell it was underground, and but I didn't let that discourage me, we kept to the vision, and it's beautiful to see, the growth.
Absolutely. So you instilling the game and the experience and the knowledge to the young ones, why do you think you want to do it, and a lot of other people don't do it?
You know what? It's all ego. It's really simple. I think, you know, especially as a woman, it's hard being a woman in the industry. We're often compared all the time. We're compared, you know, it's like there can only be one girl, one it girl. And so it makes it a little difficult for people to, you know, humble themselves. But like you say, I remember how it felt to want support or want somebody to take you under. And that's why I want to, you know, show that love back now that I can do it.
Absolutely. Now, how is Tink as an artist and Trinity, how are they different?
Damn, he got the government. Yeah. It is a difference. I would say, you know, Trinity, I'm a very peaceful person. You know, in real life, I love love, and I'm a calm person. I like to, you know, be a positive vibe. But, you know, something about Tink, when I step in that booth, I kind of got to put my savage, you know, turn my savage up.
So Tink is the savage.
Tink is the savage.
And Trinity is the sap?
My girls know. Yeah.
Okay.
Facts.
Okay.
I am a savage on the songs, but in real life, I'm a simp, y'all. I love love, but it's a good balance.
Now, let's take it from there. Do you show Tink or Trinity the most in your relationships?
I'm definitely Trinity in my relationships. Like, you know, I'm forgiving, I'm understanding, I'm patient. But Tink, on the other hand, is like, hell no, we ain't going for that. You know what I mean? I'm quick to cut you off. So, yeah, in real life, I'm a very patient person. And that's the catch. I think that's the case for a lot of artists. You know, like our music be raw and we talk our shit. But in reality, everybody want love. And ain't nothing wrong with that.
So what does a healthy and successful relationship look like to you? Like, in your opinion, what is a successful and healthy relationship?
Well, a healthy relationship, it comes with a lot. You know, you have to be understanding. And that's especially being in the music industry. We around a lot of artists. We around, even the guys, they're around women. You know, on video sets, it's always, you know, somebody in your face. So you got to have a lot of trust. You know, you got to really know your partner and have a bond that's not easily moved by the internet. That's another big thing. The internet will come for your relationship. So, you know, I tend to be more private because I want my peace, and I want to be able to, you know, just fulfill that relationship without the extra people in your ear. Because it, you know, it can cause you to go crazy sometimes.
Now, in a relationship, what are your non-negotiables? Like, what is Tink and Trinity not dealing with, not putting up with at all?
I have a lot. You know what? I really just don't care for liars. And my girls can agree. Y'all know my music. I'm all about honesty. It's like, you know, I'm really understanding of life. And I know, like I say, being in the industry, how things can get. But I feel like, you know, you got to be honest about what you want and let me kind of take it from there. You feel me? Like, let me choose if that makes sense for me. So I don't mind a lot of things. And I'm not saying that to say let your man run wild. I just respect honesty. And, you know, that's all that matters to me. Like, he not going to lie about it. And he going to respect me enough to be on it.
Now, do you prefer to be the more dominant person in a relationship, or?
That's such a great question. To be totally honest.
Yeah, I want all complete honesty.
You know, now where I'm at in my life, I love having somebody, you know, show me and teach me things. So I used to be really dominant and crazy and heavy attitude. You know, when I was coming up, I was crazy. My mouth was crazy. But I'm learning, you know, like I need a partner that can show me things and really help build with me. So I'm not as dominant anymore. I like to let my guy, you know, take the lead. So
I'm glad you just said that, which goes into my next question.
What's
so
that
do you believe? Do you no? Listen, this is going to be incredible. Do you believe, because I know it's a stigma out there with females in general that if they're in the industry, even if they're not in the industry, they have to be dominant. They have to lead the relationship. But in the real world, a guy is supposed to lead.
Absolutely.
Do you still believe in that?
I agree 100%. I think any woman wants to be, you know, loved on and supported, and you want somebody that you can fall back on, and not always the other way around. I don't mind helping my guy. You know, I'm with you thick and thin. But like I say, after a while, you get tired of babysitting. You know, I'm grown now, and I'm looking for, looking for things, different things, and I need a guy that can lead. You feel me?
So do you have a guy that can lead?
I do. I have a guy that leads very, very well, and I wouldn't even call it like so much a relationship, but it's a great bond, and that's what I'm all about. Sometimes the titles be making
It fucks it up.
It fucks it up. See, you know where I'm going. The title sometimes it just makes it a little complicated, and I like peace. Y'all know. So for me, I'm fine being, the love of the love interest. You feel me? Like that's exciting to me too. I'm 27. I'm still having my fun, and if we can come together and have a great time, let's not disturb that with a bunch of restrictions and a bunch of rules. You know what I mean? And that works for me. Everybody's situation is going to be different. So I'm all about the bond, the friendship, the closeness.
I like that. Now, what exactly made you want to go the independent route?
Okay, so I was signed for a while. Well, it doesn't matter. I was signed to a major label, and I just had a very difficult time being myself. You feel me? Like before I had met my label, I had tapes out, and I was working Winter's Diary. It's one of my biggest mixtapes, and that's when I really felt like authentic, and I felt like, I was proud and I was excited about music. And sometimes when you get under a label, they control you a lot, and that was that deal breaker.
Because you're dominant.
Damn, am I? You might be right. Well, when it comes to work, I'm very dominant.
You have to be.
I'm always in the mix. When I'm releasing an album, I'm on top of everything. I'm the one in the emails. I go hard. But as a woman, you got to go hard, y'all. We in a male-dominated industry. So, you really have to have your ducks in a row. I'm not settling for anything. And, with my team, I have a great team behind me. We don't take no shit, and we don't let anyone, control us no more. So it's working.
So do you think for artists, and this not even just for you because you've already had a name, you've been in the industry a long time, but for artists out there who are trying to come up and want to take the independent route, do you truly think that being independent artists can benefit from it?
I do. You know what the thing is, nowadays, it's all about your connection to your fans. And if you have like a following, or you have, people that are interested in you on Insta and Twitter and YouTube, that's honestly the bulk of, how you get up. Having that support, building it at home, and touching your city and making sure your foundation is strong. The label is honestly going to do the same thing you be doing. They're just going to tell you how to spend your money. So as an artist, keep that control as long as you can. I know how it is when you need it. You need the bag. But, it's just a bigger reward when you do it yourself. Nobody can take it away. Nobody can tell you, how to play. And that's, to me, what keeps me different. Like, my music, it doesn't sound like anybody else's.
I highly agree.
I'm not trying to, be
not
anybody.
Trying to be nobody. I highly agree. You ain't talking about fake ass, fake. Listen.
Exactly. You understand me? It's like the labels, they have like it's just a one type. Sometimes it feels like that. Like they want to mold you into one person. Everybody gotta have big ass. Everybody gotta have big titties. And I'm just here for being myself and just keeping that control and being my own person.
So outside of the freedom that you have as an independent artist, what are some other things that you like about being independent?
Oh, being independent, I love the money. Y'all, let me tell y'all, these past few years have been the most successful for me. Like as an independent, I can honestly tell you, Atlanta is money. R&B makes money, y'all. Like, and I'm able, I'm signed under Empire. We have a great chemistry. They let me be me. And the reward, like I say, you don't have 100 people cutting your check. I'm sorry, you don't have a lot of people in your business, or, a million people telling you what to do. So I love that. I'm able to get to my bag. Absolutely.
Now, was there pressure recreating Aaliyah's A Million?
Oh my God, so much pressure. And honestly, I had no idea how big, that pressure would be until it dropped. And I was just so hurt. I'm like, when it dropped, of course, we had love and people were supporting. There were also some folks like, don't be touching Aaliyah, da da da. And I think Tim had went on the air and he had mentioned, oh, she's the next. And I want y'all to know, nobody could touch Aaliyah. You know, that's a legend. You know what I mean? So the response did hurt my heart a little, because my intentions are always good and great, and I wanted to honor her. Never, you know, never to steal her vibe, nothing like that.
I like that. I like that. Now, of course, we know your music is very relatable because I host plenty of R&B parties, and a lot of your goddamn music be getting played and female singing word for word. But how would you describe your sound?
Well, my sound has been evolving, y'all. I started doing drill rap. A few years after that, I went back to, you know, R&B. And as of lately, I've just been doing what feels good. So that could be a rap one day. That could be auto-tune one day. That could be me just over a guitar. You know, I really don't have one sound. And I think, you know, that's just, I take it as it helps, you know, me stand out. You know, now, I don't like to box it.
Out of all of those, which is your favorite? Is it the guitar sound? Is it the acapella? Is it the rap? Is it the, what's your favorite? Like, if you had to do, it was your last project, and you had to do a project with all those type of songs, which one would it be?
Something about my Heartbreak records, my slow songs, y'all, they hit me hard, and I feel like, you know, people that listen to Tink, they love me for the heartbreak. And so I'm a rock with the R&B all day. You know, I really can touch souls. I touch my own soul with it. So R&B all day.
Now, who inspires your songs?
I'm inspired by a lot of 90s girl groups. You know, like SWV was the first group. You know, I had their CD, and I listened to a lot of Brandy and TLC. I love the way Chili and T-Boz would dress and how they kept it, you know. One day they'd be keeping it saggy and the next day glammed up. So I get inspired by a lot of the R&B groups, you know. I related, and it made me want to, like, do the same thing.
Now, a lot of females that I know and a lot of people that listen to this station, how can I put this? Your music was a part of their middle school years. Your music was a part of their high school years, their adulthood, and it impacted them, and they can relate to each cycle of their life.
Yes.
How does it feel to have such an impact on someone's life like that?
That's the biggest reward. It makes all of the bad days, and as artists, we go through bad days, bad years. It makes it so much, you know, more worth it. And it means a lot to me that people respect the work when I maybe didn't have as much success as now. And that's why I tell people those early years, they matter just as much as when you get up. You know, I'm really able to tour. I'm able to perform records from, I guess, 10 years now. Treat Me Like Somebody.
It's one of the ones.
Yes, I've been able to, you know, sell out theaters, and it all stems from where we started. Those mixtapes, you know, that era when I didn't have nothing, just me and my pen. So that's the best feeling, man. It make it so much worth it.
Now, you've been through so much your whole career.
I have, yes.
With people holding you back, feeling stagnant. But what keeps Tink motivated? Like, what keeps you to keep going?
You know, I always think about the girls at my shows in the, you know, the girls that come out. You know, sometimes some shows I see them break down and cry. I'll see them leaving comments about how, you know, their life has just changed since, you know, they relate to me so much. And that's what pushes me. Like, you know, these people need me. It's not just about making, you know, a quick dollar. It's really like being able to impact somebody's life and giving them some motivation, telling them, like, girl, don't trip. I go through the same shit. You know, that's meaningful, especially coming from Chicago. It gets dark. It's lonely. It's a cold city. You know, you need someone that you feel like she just like me. Or, you know, she's not too high to admit she going through something. You know, people need that.
Now, has Tink ever had a moment to where she was just like, fuck this, I'm over it, I quit, I'm done? What was that
All
moment?
the time, y'all. Listen.
And how did you get over it?
All the time. I go through these phases, you know, as an artist, I'm passionate. And like I say, I'm hands-on with everything. So it's moments when, you know, something may not have impacted the way you wanted it to. And I feel away, you feel me? Because I'm involved. And it's days when it gets tough. You know, years ago, we would do the radio runs. And I would be so overwhelmed sometimes. And you'll have that urge to say, like, man, I don't feel like it today. But you got to keep that positive mindset and just know it's going to pay off, even though at the time people wasn't really fucking with me or they might not have been as excited about what I was on. I just knew, like, you know, I got a team of people that believe, so let's keep that momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I have a lot of those days. You know, this industry is not easy, and that's why I just commend all the female artists in Atlanta, Chicago, New York, L.A. It's not easy doing this, and you know, we are like super women.
Absolutely right. Now, you write all your music.
Yes, actually, I do. I penned all my albums, well, my mixtapes.
Mm-hmm.
And the best thing about working with Hitmaker is he brings fresh ideas. He's pushing his pen. I'm pushing my pen. So as of recently, I've been working with other artists, and we trying to build it and, you know, make the albums, give myself just a bigger sound, and I'm experimenting with other artists, and I'm enjoying that part because you know why? It's more fun when you got a team.
Mm-hmm.
When other people can share your excitement and other people are like tapping their fingers waiting on things to drop, that feels great. You don't want to get to a, you know, you don't want to get everything and nobody share your happiness,
Mm-hmm.
nobody to share your love for it. So I love just having a team of people in the studio now.
Now, with that and your pen being so strong, what do you do when you get into a creative block? Like, how do you get out of that?
To be honest, sometimes you gotta just leave it and revisit. So simple. Like sometimes you gotta take a night off and go to the club. Sometimes I'll even be honest. Sometimes I'll start an argument. Like, give me something to feel. But you know, you have to just kind of take your mind off it and come back when you feel good or when you have something new to say. So yes, giving it time.
Now, do you feel that at this point in your career, you're overlooked or underrated?
And it's so funny. I do at times feel like I may be overlooked, but my success isn't so much like about popularity. I've been able, like I say, to touch bags I've never imagined. You know, the past couple of years, I've been able to take care of my family and to buy, you know, to just make purchases, you know, buying whips and being able to buy the jewelry, the APs. All of that to me shows me that, you know, no matter who looking at me, I'm successful.
You're successful.
And that's how you got to feel. If you're able to take care of your people, I have a staff, a full staff, and we all eat off this. You successful. Like, nobody has to look at you. It's people that get attention and don't have a dime or maybe in a bind with their financial. So it don't really get to me like that. I'm not seeking popularity. I want longevity. I want to be able to hold my people down. And that's the difference.
Now, do you think that because you came out a while back and that you've had a long run in the game, it plays a role or it's a factor to why the popularity is not there now?
Well, I feel like my popularity is there now in opposed to back then. And I'll be honest. I think, you know, being an artist that worked overtime a long time, it helps me because I'm able to do 45-minute sets. And when I go out and do these tours and shows, I'm able to perform for hours. And a lot of people may not be able to say that. And, you know, I don't have just one song. It's that background music or me, you know, 10 years ago. Those records are the ones that stand out. So to me, it's a plus. Because I can go, you know what I mean? I don't have an issue being on stage. I'm seasoned now. I've had some experience, and I've been able to get my feet wet, work out the kinks. So it helps. It works.
Now, what do you feel is most underappreciated about Tink And then same question about Trinity.
Wow. I think as far as me for Tink, a lot of people just may not appreciate how deeply I am involved with the music. And what I mean is, like, some artists will literally say whatever somebody tell them. Nothing wrong with that, but I'm very hands-on and I'm an artist to the core. You feel me? And sometimes that goes unnoticed. Like, my pen is crazy. So that's the biggest thing for Tink. People don't know, like, it's a lot of work behind these albums, these singles, and I'm not just letting somebody just hand me, and it's not copy and paste. And then for Trinity,
I like that verbiage right there.
yeah. And for Trinity, man, I think a lot of people don't understand how loyal I am, or they don't appreciate that loyalty. Meaning, you know, I've had incidents, I've had fallouts with my producers, and you know my situation, and nobody will ever know. You know, to the public, I will never open my mouth to, you know, disrespect nobody that's helped me. My loyalty is so big. And that's rare in the industry. You know, you fuck up once, people will, you know, people will trash your name, and, you know, every interview they bashing you, and I've never been on that time. Yes, I'm very genuine.
That's the growth.
Loyalty.
That's the growth.
It's real.
I like that. Now, what's your relationship like with Young Blue?
That is my boy.
It's the homie.
Me and Young Blue, excuse me.
You okay?
Me and Young Blue, we met years ago. He flew out to Chicago, and he just randomly texted me like, yeah, I'm in the city. You want to pull up and, you know, just catch a vibe? And those are the type of people I appreciate. It ain't about, like, what can you do for me? Can you take me here? Or, you know, he wasn't trying to do anything but just rock out. And, you know, that night we ended up going to the studio, making a smash. And that was years ago, before he had his #1 records. So we were both trying to figure it out. And then maybe 2 years later, we end up on the same label, distribution company at Empire. So those full circles are crazy to me. You know, we were literally walking around downtown. We didn't have, like, nothing crazy. It was just pull up, walking downtown, go to the studio. Very cool guy. Blue is amazing in person. He's such a vibe. And he's one of those people that you could call him for anything. You know, if y'all ain't talked in a while, he ain't going to do you wrong. So I appreciate that, for sure.
I like that. Now, are you and Janae Aiko, I think I just pronounced it right, are y'all still in the process of?
I love her so much, y'all. I met her at the festival in Sacramento. And after she got off set, I thought she was going to just jump in her car. She took time to speak and ask how I felt and how'd you love the show. And it was just really personal. And that mean the world, because Janae is a GOAT, a legend. She don't have to stop for nobody, you know. So I'm praying on that collab. That's like a dream feature for me. Janae really taught me a lot.
Now, in 2020, you wanted to start your own label.
I did. And
is that something?
I did that.
Yeah. Is it still?
Absolutely. So I started my label, and I'm the only one signed. So when I met Empire, we did a joint venture, and my label is Winner's Diary LLC. You can pull up any of my albums, you'll see my label at the bottom. And that's another thing a lot of people don't know. I'm very business oriented. Like, back then, I used to let people dictate and sign things, and it was too loose. Now I have my company. I have a staff, and, you know, like I say, I'm signed to myself. So I'm pushing with Empire, and I'm loving it.
So are you looking to sign other females?
Yes, actually. I just want to be set up, and I want to make sure that I can give them full support. I know how I feel to be shelved. Y'all know when 2015 came around, I had like a dark time, and I never want to put nobody through that. And that's the reason why I say I gotta have my label. If it's not coming, you know, this year, next year, within maybe 5-10 years, I want it. Like, I want to help other girls.
Absolutely right. Now, let's get into the new music.
Hey.
You collabed with the homie.
Yes, 2 Chainz, big Atlanta legend. Cater, y'all, it's my new single. It's the first record off my upcoming album. It's produced by a hitmaker, so you know that's a movie. And the video is out. We had a ball creating, you know, the visual. And And I just really appreciate everybody that's playing it and supporting it. I'm looking forward to watching it grow. Cater.
Now,
vibe.
what makes this, because I feel like this 2022 version of like this Cater to You, of the sound, of even the video, the approach, everything is so different from the usual Tink that I usually see to a T.
Yes.
What made you go this route? And when I mean this route, first off, starting with Chains, what made you go that route?
Yeah, so when I recorded the record, I had 2 verses on it. And it was, it was a smash. But I wanted to have somebody come and turn it up, give it a radio feel, if you will. And 2 Chainz jumped out. I love when 2 Chainz speaks to the ladies. And, when he heard it, he vibed. And that's when I knew, like, this is special. And he really showed love, pulled up to the video, gave me some game on set, and I relate to his situation too. Like, most people don't know 2 Chainz had a similar label situation.
Man.
Came independent, ran it up. So it was just great meeting him, touching bases. And yeah, I'm excited. Cater.
Now, this is the lead single off the upcoming album?
Well, it's one of the many singles.
Okay.
My albums never really have, to be honest, my albums, I never can pinpoint the one.
Okay.
You feel me? In a good way, because people relate to different vibes, and that's the best thing about being independent. We don't have to have one song that we're going to just work till we're tired. We can switch it. We can actually, have a follow-up. And yeah, I'm just releasing content. I think that's my biggest thing this year. I want to make sure I keep it in their face and make sure my fans are getting fed every month instead of every blue moon, more content, more videos, more music. So yeah, this album may have 5 singles. It's such a great body of work.
Now speaking of this album, can we get into that a little bit?
Absolutely. My next album is executive produced by Hitmaker as well. I have some crazy features on this one. And I'll share some. My girl Money Long is on the album.
Ooh.
She on fire right now. I'm such a stan. I have a record also with should I say?
Come on, look. This is Mr. Exclusive over here.
I don't know how much I can drive, but no, seriously, this album has a lot of, artists that I've never worked with before. It's a special artist, Layden Green. She's special.
Oh man,
yes.
I low key had something to do with her. She's extremely dope. Yeah. When she was living in, was it Tennessee? I think. Yeah, I found her on Instagram on one of the videos and linked her with Derez because she did a cover for him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but her voice is crazy. And when I had the record, the song we have together is called Drunk Text. So I had the record and I needed a girl to come and talk that talk. And she did just that, So shout out to Money Long and Layden Green, 2 artists that I really admire.
Now, how many songs are on?
Look, Fly Guy wants all the tea.
Okay, can we get the name? You ain't got to tell us how many songs. Can we get the name?
The name. Okay, it's coming, y'all. Listen, I have it planned. We got the artwork together. The album is fire. 14 records.
Okay.
I say that. And again, this is another special one, y'all. I'm really trying to give y'all a vibe this summer. I feel like I haven't touched on a lot of love songs lately. I have a lot of heartbreak. So this album is fresh. It's a breath of fresh air. Okay. And I'm excited for y'all to see this side of me. I'm really like talking about some issues that I went through. And yeah, it's a great body of work this summer, y'all.
This summer.
This summer, I got you.
This summer, y'all.
Yes.
Y'all heard a couple of the features. Now listen, we ain't nowhere near done. Okay. Cater to You. Chicago.
Let's go.
30 people are getting catered to.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
That's I'm really excited to touch down in Chicago and meet my girls. I just wanted to give them a night where they feel pampered, adored, and I feel like as women, we need those days where we just rest and relax. Especially when you work hard like me. Sometimes you need a break. And so that's what I want to do for my girls in the city, show them some give them the time of their life And that's tomorrow, actually. I have 30 girls. We had 1,000 girls. They're RSVP.
Oh, man.
It's going to be so hard narrowing it down, but it's going to be a movie, y'all. I know we in Atlanta, but Chicago, I'm coming for you. We're going to have a great time.
Well, it's okay because this going to play on the syndicated show. I got a syndicated show that plays on Chicago on Sundays. So
crazy. Yeah, Chicago, I'm coming for you. I want to show you a good time. And, you know, everything's on me. It's another big thing. You know, ladies, it's like princess treatment all the way.
I like that. Now, out of the Winter's Diary collection,
yes,
which is your favorite? And why?
It's such a hard question because they all have moments.
Which one can you relate to the most?
Okay. I'm going to have to go with WD3.
Okay.
And I had a lot of songs on there that I was just writing from the heart. A lot of those records were written in short time, so you know it's just coming out natural. But that's my favorite album. Was one of my favorite records. There's a song on there called Show It. Yeah, it's just a vibe all the way through.
Now, Winter's Diary 5 before the end of the year, or are we going to get...
You're going to get me in trouble. No, of course.
Okay.
You know what? Before I went into Heat of the Moment, my last album, I was working on records for WD5. So y'all know I got some songs in the chamber. But, you know, Winter's Diary is such a big series for me. I have to really make sure it's right. I want to make sure it feel like Chicago, feel genuine. And, you know, it may take me a little longer because I have to go to Chicago to really record that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to be in the... I like that.
They want it.
I like that. Now, if you can describe Tink in 3 words in 2015, what would those 3 words be?
In 2015? Oh, man, 2015 was my early beginning. So I was just very vulnerable, one word, eager, and that could be a good and bad thing in this game. I was so eager to be signed. But at the end of the day, I still was like, what's the 3rd word to describe it? Hungry.
Ooh.
And I think that's what carried me because most people in my situation, you just go on to something else. But I wasn't going resilient. I was just, you know, hungry for it. So, yeah, vulnerable, eager, but hungry.
2022. 3 words to describe Tink.
3 words. Let's go. This year, intentional. I know where I'm going. You know, very assertive. Very assertive. You know, my voice is a lot stronger now, and I've been able to... It
seemed like you found peace.
Yeah, and that's the 3rd one. Peaceful. And that make a difference. Like,
it does.
You know, like I wake up excited about this, and I'll be excited to read the schedule and get in front of you and talk to you, and you know, it make doing the job, like I say, make it worth it.
Now, what can the people expect from Tink? I mean, we know what you got in the works for the rest of 2022, but what else can we expect from Tink in the future?
Yes. You know, in the future, I've been doing some work, and, you know, I like to act in my videos. So that's on my list.
I was just about to ask, is acting?
You know, I've been having conversations how to get in that acting bag. But no, I'm also going to be touring. You know, I'm working on, you know, a headlining tour. I went on tour with Queen Naija last year. That was amazing. Such a vibe. Shout out to Queen Naija. But yeah, look out for my headlining tour, which is going to be fun because we're really going to be able to perform for a while.
As long as you want, yeah.
So, yes.
Now, I have one question. When it comes to a host in the world, there's nobody bigger than me. Can I, Naya, this is on camera.
Heard you.
The Atlanta show needs to be hosted by FlyGuyDC.
Let's go. I would love that, honestly. I would love for y'all to come out and set up. That's a great idea.
Yeah, come on. Anything you need.
Okay, Atlanta, I'm in the building with FlyGuyDC.
And that's on period.
And that's on period.
Now, listen, Cater to You. It's out everywhere. Go get it. I appreciate you for taking the time to sit with me, giving me this in-depth conversation, this in-depth interview. I wish you nothing but the best. Anything you ever need when you are in this city.
Yeah, I'm coming back.
All you got to do is hit my line. Nothing moves in this city without me. And listen, I'm going to show you how we break records because watch what I do to cater to you live on the radio, okay?
Love Atlanta.
It's Streets.